Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I am stuck at home during the pandemic. I'm not going to be a YouTuber. I'm somebody who likes to watch other YouTubers, likes to watch Kenny specifically, or Mike, who's part of Kenny's team on Through the Wire, which is a horrible thing for me to say. Trevor Lane, Tucker, any of these guys, Coop, if you want to make spreadsheets. That's what I want to do. I want to make spreadsheets. Spreadsheets kind of make me happy. Last week when I thought the election wasn't going to go the way it's ended up going, I was depressed and I made some spreadsheets to kind of look at the structure of things. But I think it's a good way to look at the structure of the Lakers. You can look at structure of a lot of things. Like there's some interesting things going on with race in this country, and you can look at it with a spreadsheet like structure-wise, like structural, which is the same thing as systemic racism, but I look at it as a structure, like what is going on here? You know, there's a bunch of PPP loans out there, and if more of those loans, like if we look at Wells Fargo, I don't know that Wells Fargo is doing this, but let's say we look at Wells Fargo when this is all over and say, okay, what percentage of your people were Black and what percentage of your people, you know, got loans and who's who? It would be interesting to see that. Like it's just, I want to see the structure. Is there a racist structure? It's not that your individual brokers are racist, but you know, like I look at Doc getting fired, Doc Rivers getting fired, and we all thought he was the best coach in the NBA, like at the beginning of the season. I think, you know, Popovich might be better, but Popovich isn't going to be better on a new team. And Spoelstra, I don't know. There's an argument. I'd rather have Doc Rivers. Montrezl Harrell was the fifth best player in Los Angeles, like definitively the fifth best player in Los Angeles. You know, so he's trying to get Montrez back into shape, trying to get Montrez, like he's not going to beat the Lakers without Montrezl Harrell. And then he gets fired for that. And now the Clippers are going to try to re-sign Trez and say, hey, we really like you, although we just fired Doc Rivers for playing you. So anyway, my Lakers video, the basics of it is want the Lakers to go after that. If the Clippers want to go after Rondo, which is good news for us, then hopefully the Lakers can turn around and go after Trez, offer Trez here. Their mid-level exception, $9.2 million. Lakers come in and say, Trez, we're going to give you $9.2 million, 3-year deal. The third year, you'll have an opt-out. And then with that, in the third year, there'll be early birds. They can give them 175%, which would be about 17, 18 million in the third year. You get this, then 5% more than the mid-level, and then a big jump in the third year. Also, if the Clippers turn around and sign Rondo for $7 million, we can give $5 million more than that. We could do a sign and trade, both teams, and give $5 million. But I think that the big target for the Lakers is Montrezl Harrell. Lakers also have the biannual exception, that's 3.6. You can pay anyone the minimum, which is 1.7 million. And for the non-bird free agents, which Lakers have a couple of them, we could pay 3.2 million even if we don't have any other exceptions. So like the veterans minimum is 2.7 million, but if they were on the team last year, we can give them 3.2 million just to give them a little extra. So I'm going to show you this. This is my hard capped Lakers. The Lakers are using the money to sign Trez. I'm not going to show you all of these because I run out of time and nobody likes listening to that. But let's say that they sign Trez. Trez agrees to the $9.2 million. Danny Green is the third best Laker. Danny Green was the third best Laker during the regular season. Danny Green was the third best Laker in the playoffs. We keep Danny Green. So we've got 3 guards, Danny Green, Alex Caruso, and Avery Bradley. All 3 great guards. I love KCP, love Rondo, but we got 3 great guards. So if we lose both of them, I'm okay if we get in Trez. I would love to keep them also, and you can look in the spreadsheet. There's other times where I'm giving Rondo $6 million. We've got a lot of good options. We got 3 good guards. We got 3 good forwards in Kuzma, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. If you're starting your team with any guy you can have, I say you start with LeBron James. And if it turns around and they go, hey, you get the second pick too. You get the first pick in this draft, you pick LeBron James. Who do you want for your second pick? I want AD. I mean, that's the perfect first 2 players. So with those 2 players, I think the Lakers can turn around and, you know, do some nice things. They put people in the right place. They put Rondo in the right place to be successful. They put Dwight Howard in the right place to be successful. They can put other people. Jeff Teague, we could get, put him in the right place to be successful. But I think having those two as the cornerstones, you put a lot of guys in the right place to be successful. And if you get Montrezl Harrell, who's a young guy, put him in the right place to be successful, that could be a long-term solution. Montrez can play center if you got AD at the power forward. Montrez goes in there and bangs, AD's blocking shots. I think that's a nice combination. We got JaVale McGee coming back, so we need another center. And this one I've got DeMarcus Cousins getting our biannual exception. So we've got 4 forwards, 4 guards, 2 centers, and then 5 other guys who aren't going to get much minutes. That's 10 guys taking all the minutes. So we've got bringing Antetokounmpo back, the other Antetokounmpo, bringing Quinn Cook back, because otherwise we're going to lose $1 million that we could put on the salary. So Quinn Cook is probably for a trade. Sorry, Quinn Cook. Bringing our first round pick, there doesn't seem like they're going to give us anything to get it. I mean, you like some of these players, but I don't know if I want to trade our starting awesome shooting guard, Danny Green, for the Kings' backup shooting guard. I don't need that. Danny Green's the right fit there. But we bring back any of these guys, that would work. We could also split the mid-level exception, get Mo Harkless and bring back Markieff Morris. But one of the nice things about Markieff Morris is he qualifies for that non-bird, 20% more than the mid-level than the minimum. And that is almost the same as the mid-level exception. One's 3.2, one's 3.6 million. He's going to lose, what is that, about $350,000, a little more than that, which, 20% of it's getting eaten up by the escrow. So, I mean, it's his money, not my money. So, but there are opportunities for the Lakers. What we need is 4 forwards, 4 guards, 2 centers, 5 other guys. And what we have is, let me show you my soft cap scenarios. What we have is LeBron. We got 3 forwards already. We got 3 guards already in Green, Caruso, Bradley. We got JaVale McGee. We got Talen Horton-Tucker. We got Talen Horton-Tucker, who is either a guard or a forward. We got the first round pick. We're still going to get stuck with that Luol Deng contract. I don't think the Lakers ever wanted to get rid of that Luol Deng contract. I think that they were telling KCP, we love you. If we can get rid of this Luol Deng contract, we can use our mid-level exception, $9 million, and still bring you back, which we can do. But when it turns out we can't do that, then they've been nice. Oh, sorry, we tried. We tried to bring you back, but we couldn't bring you back. I really like KCP in Atlanta. KCP, I like him here. I don't think he's as good as Danny Green, but I like him here quite a bit. But I think in Atlanta, he's the veteran. He's the guy who's won a championship. He's the 3-and-D guy. I think that for him, if I was his guardian angel, I'd want him in Atlanta. So I think his most value is in Atlanta. I think that Rondo is great on the Lakers, but I think that Rondo on the Clippers is pretty fun too. That'll be an interesting thing to see. I think if we did a trade with Rondo and Trez, if Trez is leaving the Clippers, then maybe get both teams in. I'm not afraid of the Clippers anymore. If they're going to lose Montrezl Harrell, they're going to lose Doc Rivers, and they're going to go with a coach who's less than Doc Rivers, who pretty much everyone is. It's not like, uh-oh, here they come, So I would like to see the Clippers and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. I would like to have the Lakers not have to travel. You get 7 straight home games. It would be fun. So this is my little spreadsheet. If any of the guys that I've named or anybody else says, hey, I want spreadsheets or I want materials, I don't really want to do YouTube videos, but I wanted to put something out there. I posted a couple of things about trades, but I want to limit the time on this. But if you traded for Chris Paul, this is who you'd have to give up. So just to do the real math behind it. And then you could do math behind other things, like what's going on, it's not just the math, it's the structure. Like Doc Rivers, people said, what else he did? He made that terrible pick in the draft where he took Robinson. And at the same time, you say Jerry West made that great pick, and so who's picking? You can't give Doc Rivers credit for the bad picks and Jerry West credit for the good picks. So it would be nice to look at that, and you can look at that with kind of math, and it's a structure. It creates a structure for this. We can see what opportunities are there. So that's it for me. Oh my God, that's a very long video. I really appreciate all you guys who do this all the time now, just because it is intimidating. I forget everyone's name. I got to write down Trevor Lane's name. I hear Trevor Lane every day, but I forget it all. So that's it. Thank you, and I appreciate all you people for all you guys who are doing these videos.